Have you ever wondered if escaping poverty is just about luck? You know, winning the lottery or catching that one lucky break? Well, the idea we're digging into today says nope, not at all. It suggests there's actually a system, a repeatable method that's built on discipline and mindset, not on chance. So let's break down how this whole thing works.
Wow, that's a pretty bold statement, right? It totally reframes poverty. It's not a life sentence, it's just a starting point. The whole idea here is that waiting around for someone to rescue you is a losing game. Instead, it's the small choices you make every single day, your habits, how you react to things, that actually pave the way forward.
All right, so how does this system actually work? We're going to break it down into 5 key parts. We'll start with mindset, then get into the nitty-gritty of how you handle money, why you need to work smarter, how to build a community around you, and finally, why this is a marathon, not a sprint.
Okay, first things first, and this is absolutely the most crucial part, the foundation. And it all starts with your mindset. Before a single dollar even enters the picture, there has to be this massive shift inside your head. It's like you have to get rich in your mind way before you ever see it in your bank account. This is really where the road forks, you know? The common mindset is super reactive. It complains about problems. But the system's mindset, it's proactive. It hears a complaint and thinks, hold on, that's a signal. It's just data telling you something's got to change. So life is hard completely transforms into a question, okay, what can I do right now to make things just a tiny bit better? And this phrase just nails the whole philosophy. Your brain must always be richer than your wallet. Think about that. Learning isn't some extra thing you do if you have time. It's your #1 investment. Every little thing you observe, every lesson you learn from a competitor, that's all knowledge you're banking. And trust me, it's going to pay off big time down the road. Okay, so you've got the mindset down, but how do you actually turn that thinking into, well, action? This next piece is all about the practical stuff, what you do with your money every single day, even if you're starting with practically nothing. I love this concept. The journey begins with mastering, the change in your pocket. The belief is, hey, if you can't manage a few bucks, how are you ever going to handle a million, right? Every little coin you save is like planting a seed, and that tiny little fund gives you something so important, maneuverability. It's the freedom to say yes when a small but smart opportunity pops up. And this is a really, really key distinction. Living simply in the beginning, it's not about being cheap. It's a strategy. It's all about staying agile. When you keep your expenses super low, you're free. You can pivot, you can change direction because you're not drowning in car payments or crazy rent. And in those early days, believe me, that agility is worth way more than any designer anything. All right, so you've got the mindset, you're taking action, you're on a roll, but just working hard isn't going to cut it. The third piece of this puzzle is strategy. This is all about working smart, not just putting in endless hours. It's about knowing where you're actually going. So what is strategic work? Well, think of it like a constant feedback loop. You're always watching your customers, looking for patterns, checking out what your competitors are doing right and wrong. But here's the kicker. Adapting without drama. That's huge. It means when something's not working, you don't panic. You just pivot. Quickly, quietly, and without a big fuss. And this, right here, this is the secret to how they adapt so fast. For them, failure isn't some big, shameful thing. It's just data. That's it. A product tanks? Okay. That's the market talking to you. A business goes under? That's a masterclass for the next one. Once you take your ego out of the equation, failure becomes this incredibly powerful tool that helps you make a much smarter move next time. But here is the thing. This whole system, it's not a solo mission. And honestly, this might be the part that feels a little weird, especially if you grew up with that whole pull yourself up by your bootstraps idea. The real power, the game changer, comes from pillar #4. The ecosystem. It's all about building something together. The ecosystem is such a powerful concept. It's this network where your success isn't just your success. It belongs to the whole group. Family, community, business, they're all tangled up in a good way. It creates this amazing safety net for when things go wrong, but it's also a launch pad for when you're ready to soar. The goal isn't just for one person to get ahead, it's for everyone to move forward together. And here's how that actually looks on the ground. Maybe one person helps out with a little bit of capital. Someone else has a great new idea.
Other folks chip in with the actual work. Suddenly, your family dinner table turns into a strategy session. A cousin's shop starts getting supplies from an uncle's business. You see, they create this chain. It's based on this one simple, powerful truth. If poverty is a group problem, then the solution has to be a group effort. And finally, we get to the glue that holds this entire system together. It's the core principle, the big idea. Building real lasting wealth is not a sprint, it is a marathon.
Just look at this timeline. This is the exact opposite of some get-rich-quick nonsense. Right now, today, it's all about laying a super strong foundation. For the next 1 to 2 years, you're just patiently stacking up capital and living simply. That real stability, that real comfort, that's not even a goal for tomorrow. It's something you're aiming for 5, maybe even 10 years from now.
And you know what? That kind of long-term patience, it's like a superpower. It builds this insane resilience. So when the economy tanks or a business idea bombs, and trust me, it will, this marathon mindset lets them just take the hit, learn from it, and keep on going without falling apart. Little setbacks just don't knock them off course. All right, so let's put all the pieces together. This system is really a cycle. It all kicks off with mindset. You control what you can and you never stop learning. That leads you to take disciplined action, mastering small amounts of money to build up some capital. Then you use that capital with a smart strategy. You adapt fast and treat failure like it's just data. And you do all this inside a supportive ecosystem where everyone rises together. And the one thing that fuels this entire engine, the patience to play the long game.
And that brings us to the real takeaway here. This isn't just some interesting theory to think about. It's a system built on habits. So the question for you isn't, what did I learn? It's, what am I going to do? After everything we've talked about, what's that one small thing, that one tiny, controllable habit you can start today to begin building your own system?